Am I the asshole, not caring about or accommodating for my roommate's girlfriend's baby? I, 27F, and my roommate, 23M, rent from our landlord, 60M, and are both on the lease. Recently my roommate started dating a woman, 19F, with a kid, toddler. Both the woman and the kid are really annoying. I'm child-free and dislike being around children. This annoying toddler always screams and throws tantrums. I could deal with this until now. Roommate's girlfriend decided it was okay for her to move in without paying rent since she got kicked out of her parents' house. Wonder why? I am very vocally not happy with this and I told the landlord immediately and he said he'd do something about it but never did. It's been a month so I'm not even sure if she can be legally evicted now, not that it's even in my hands now. Best thing I can do now is just ignore the girlfriend and her kid. I don't acknowledge the kid. I bought a mini fridge for my room so that she doesn't steal my food. I moved my TV and all my consoles from the living room into my room since I hate going out there now anyway. Apart from that, business is completely normal. I smoke weed, legal, not against the lease so long as I do it on the balcony, have people over including my girlfriend who I have sex with, practice my instruments as loud as I want during non-quiet hours. I refuse to babysit for any amount of time for any reason. One time I was sleeping and got woken up to my door being knocked on and my phone vibrating. I saw a bunch of texts from roommates saying that they need me to babysit. I lied and said I was out, which led to them having to cancel their plans for the day. Roommate's girlfriend hates me and thinks I'm being selfish. Thinks that the baby needs to come first. She has no money and my roommate makes a lot less than me, so she thinks I should be responsible for child-proofing the house. I told her to take it up with the landlord and that I wasn't wasting my money on her and her kid that isn't even wanted here. Today I was having my lunch with my mom and vented about this to her and she said that I'm being really mean because even though the circumstances aren't ideal, babies should come first, always. Am I really the asshole for wanting to live my life exactly the same as before some unwanted kids started squatting in my house? The way I see it, she should go find some other place, or if she can't afford one, a shelter somewhere. Am I the asshole for telling an employee they have to take down their Instagram post on mobile? So this happened today. I have an employee, this is her last week, we'll call her V, who is incredible. She's going to be a loss to the company but she's following her dreams and I couldn't be more happy for her. So she has 3 more shifts and posted on Instagram this morning a sheet with a customer's first name on it telling a different coworker to smile under the special requests portion. She absolutely tore this patron apart, stating he was sexist and patriarchy etc. So I sent via text, since I'm off-site today, if she could please take it down, although it doesn't have his last name on it, his first name is, and our sheets are pretty recognizable as ours even though our brand name isn't anywhere, and if she's uncomfortable with our patrons let me know and I can fix the schedule so she doesn't have to finish out her last week. She got upset, didn't agree with me but took it down, called me extra for stating I would take her shifts away and stands by the fact she didn't do anything wrong. So much to the point of, did I not respond appropriately as the business owner? AITA, I am also a woman in the serving industry, so I too have been on the receiving end of sexual harassment, but to post it to her Instagram with his name I felt was a bit extra. So Reddit. AITA, edit. Whenever I see people say, I didn't expect this to blow up, I never understood it. Until now. Holy shit though, you guys are great and that's why I asked, as there is a lot of insight here. V is still a valuable employee, we've been together 6 years and never had an issue, which is why I was so caught off guard. I'm definitely taking this as a learning experience. There was a lot of suggestions on how to support my staff better and also cover my bases with a social media policy. Thanks all. Am I the asshole for forcing my wife to become a pescatarian like myself by refusing to cook meat for her? My wife and I have been married for a year. She works in corporate banking and usually gets home at 8 p.m. while I work for my father's company and have flexible hours, so our setup has always been that it's me who cooks our meals. I love food and cooking, that is how I won her over, so that has never been a problem, until now. I have been overweight for most of my life, but this year I decided to do something about it. I've been going to the gym and eating healthier, and have adopted a pescatarian diet. The only meat I eat is seafood. As a result, I've stopped using meat when cooking our meals because I don't want to be tempted to eat meat if it's already there, and it's more convenient to cook just one protein instead of 2. My wife is supportive of my lifestyle change but thinks this is unfair that I am forcing her to also adopt my pescatarian diet by not cooking meat for her. She has never been overweight, she doesn't go to the gym and she loves red meat. She shops for and cooks her own food during weekends so that she can eat meat, but she cannot cook her own food during weekdays because she gets home late. I understand that. but having meat around makes it difficult for me to stick to my pescatarian diet. Am I the asshole? For not telling my girlfriend what I heard on our 2-year anniversary trip? So before the story, here's some context that is essential. I, 21M, am ethnically Indian even though I've lived my life in the US, and because of my parents being first-generation immigrants, I have had a healthy mix of both Indian and American cultures in my life, which I am thankful for. My girlfriend, 20F, is an extremely beautiful white American with blonde hair. We both met and are still in college in Northern California. So, on to the story. For our 2-year anniversary, we decided to do a weekend trip to LA to go to Disneyland, something saved up for since we're still college students. Here's where the issue begins. Throughout the day at Disney, every time I walked past another Indian couple or group, I would be getting nasty stares. Fine, whatever, I love her and she loves me, so I'm not going to let a few looks get inside my head too much, but still, it wasn't the best feeling in the world. When we were in line for one of the rides with the longer than normal wait time, we had an Indian family right in front of us. There were the couple, and their 2 children, a guy who seemed to be high school age and a girl that seemed around middle school. Immediately, the wife noticed that I was holding my girlfriend's hand and shot me a look. I was kinda getting used to it at this point, but then she decided she wanted me to be an example to her children. In Hindi, which I speak, she immediately went on to a rant about what was wrong about Indians in America now and that she couldn't stand it. I noticed the boy was kinda worried and embarrassed and asked her in Hindi about what if I understood her, to which she said anyone like us that dates white women is a failure to our parents and can't speak Hindi. At this point I was visibly upset, and my girlfriend noticed and asked what was wrong. I didn't want to get into it, especially because we faced situations like this before and it leaves us both feeling shitty, something that I didn't want to take away from our trip. So I let it go. Later, back at our hotel, my girlfriend again asked me why I seemed so angry in that line, and after bugging me for a bit, I calmly explained it to her. She got upset at me that I wouldn't tell her, and thought that I didn't want to bring it up to her because I was embarrassed about dating her. She's quite upset with me at the moment, and I'm really wanting to explain it was because I didn't want to ruin our day at Disney, but she said she just wanted some space right now. I really love her and I don't know if I'm the asshole for not telling her about it originally instead of waiting till she kept asking to finally tell her. My friends think I should have told her right away, but I was just trying to make our, personally for us, rather expensive trip a good time. TL, Doctor, I, an Indian, and my girlfriend, a white woman, were racially abused in line at Disneyland in Hindi, and I didn't tell her right away what they were saying. Am I the asshole? For saying my fiance's mom is irresponsible for piercing a newborn baby's ears? I don't think parents should pierce newborns' ears for fashion. I understand that it's their kid and their choice. However, I don't think you can just do whatever you want to a baby. She says they're too young to remember pain, so it's okay. I disagree with that too, but I don't know what to tell her. Anyway, I said it was bad parenting and my fiancé got mad. Am I the asshole? Edit. I didn't say this to the mom, I said it in private to my fiancé when she asked my opinions on the topic. Edit 2. It's a while middle-class family in North America, it was just done for fashion, not religion or culture. Am I the asshole? For refusing to babysit my niece after her mom got pissed at me for keeping her alive? So my brother's ex is a major tech junkie and has their 9-year-old daughter just as bad. Personally, I don't see how a 9-year-old needs a phone, but I will not tell her how to raise her kid. Her dad in school taught me that. But mom says that it's fine if I get hit, the driver better have good enough insurance for a payout and a new phone for me since they weren't driving properly. Wrote, and she responded with this. Me. Put your phone away. Her. Why? Me. So you can see cars coming. You should have learned this at school, or your mom should have taught you that. Her dad in school taught me that. But mom says that it's fine if I get hit, the driver better have good enough insurance for a payout and a new phone for me since they weren't driving properly. I took her phone out her hands at this point so that I can protect her. She throws a tantrum, but I couldn't care less. When we got to the cafe and sat down with our ice cream, I gave her phone back without issue. She must have texted her mom since she came to the shop to pick her up and started screaming at me about how she had to cancel a Sprayton to come save her daughter. She told me she had to work. I tried to defend my actions, but she slapped my ice cream out my hand. I just got up and left, telling her to watch her own kid instead of trying to look like a cheap orange whore that's barely worth a fiver. About an hour ago my brother asked me to help him watch his daughter, the one I just babysat, and his toddlers with him tomorrow, and bring my kids along because he has the dentist. I told him I am not going to be around the daughter or babysit her after her mother's reaction to me keeping her daughter alive, and I refuse to be demonized again for simple childcare. He seemed to understand, but I feel like an asshole. Am I?
Thank you for watching this fantastic story. Please tap one of the 4 videos on the screen for another amazing top Reddit stories.